There are people across the world today who are hurting. People are being abused and ridiculed because of their race, where they're from, or their religion. But God is bigger than all of that. And what I love about Daniel is that we serve a God who gives hope to those who are persecuted.
And so what you're looking at is his chart.
I know as people sometimes we can be pretty proud, and even though this is something we all struggle with, I love the way in the book of Daniel God writes on the wall to remind a pagan king of who's truly in charge. In a time that's so filled with division and pride, I can really relate to the king's need to be brought back to humility.
Cabins on the hillside.
A chef shot this.
Sometimes the world seems like a really scary place. You don't really know what to expect. I don't think that means that the future is going to be bleak or sad. I think always about Daniel in Daniel chapter 3, how the world seemed really scary and the flames were just, all around him, but God showed his providence, was there with him every step of the way. And he delivered him and he provided exactly what he needed.
Have the FBI responding to us.
This is on William Street.
As a law enforcement officer, I have seen evil firsthand, and I've seen lots of people suffer. But as Daniel says in Daniel 12, those who live faithful will have eternal life, and that's the message that we need to hear.
I'm so thankful that even in a world so divided like this one, that the gospel is truly for all, whether you're from America or from Zimbabwe like me. I love the message of Daniel because his vision for the future includes the faithful of all nations.
And an eerie orange look lit up the sky.
In Daniel 6:4, the Bible says that Daniel distinguished himself and that he had an excellent spirit. He was respected by his peers, even though many of the officials in the government did not like what he did. And so he was thrown into the lion's den, as you know from children's stories. We are grateful that God saved Daniel and gave us that example of living and surviving difficult circumstances because of faith.
Sometimes it's hard to make the right decision in a world that puts so much pressure on God's people. But I know God's people can make the right choices. One of my favorite stories in Daniel involves Daniel and his friends when they decided not to eat the king's food because they knew it wasn't the right thing to do.
Emphasizing over the years.
I trust that Jesus is the answer to all the problems that we have in this old world. Daniel's vision of the Son of Man gives me a great hope for the future in him. Without that hope, I don't know that I would want my grandchildren to have to face the future.
In a world of trouble, I am so thankful for the church. God has a plan, and in that perfect plan is His kingdom, the church. I love the way that Daniel looks forward to the fulfillment of the kingdom, and I rejoice today for its continued work in this world.
For many, the identity of God's people is still an open question, but we believe that God has offered us a better hope for the future in His Word, especially in Daniel's vision for the future. For 81 years, the annual Bible Lectureship has provided an opportunity for study and growth and fellowship, and we're excited about the 2017 Lectureship. We've tried to add to the things that have always been a part of the Lectureship, at least 5 new series that we believe that will bless all who attend. One of those is for Christian leaders, as we are trying to help them learn how to protect themselves from crime or prosecution. One of those series is for Christian caregivers. We want them to be better prepared for caring for loved ones. We have a series for better business practices put on by our College of Business, a series on how we got the Bible, and a series on Islam by one who's made that transition from Islam to Christianity. We believe that this lectureship will provide an opportunity for people to be reminded of how great God is, even in a divided world. We hope that you'll visit our website, see our interactive schedule, and register, and make plans to attend the 81st Annual Bible Lectureship, February 5th through 9th at Freed-Hardeman University. We hope to be reminded of how we can become one, all for His glory.